are going to be talking about dating and marriage, and today we have a special guest. Da, 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 da. It's my husband. So, husband, introduce yourself.
My name is Rigoberto Hernandez.
Yep.
I'm married to this beautiful woman.
Oh, yeah, we're gonna just be talking about what we know. Honestly, we're not experts in dating. We're not experts in marriage. We're barely 2 years married, right?
Yeah, barely 2 years married.
This month.
I don't know about a lot of stuff, but we're just only gonna speak on really what we know.
We're gonna be speaking about our testimony in marriage. So like how we met. Y'all want to know the juicy detail, we'll give it to you guys today in this video. But yeah, before we jump into it, so we're just gonna explain a little bit about our single life. You wanna go first?
Yeah, I'll go first. Testimony of our marriage. So before we actually got married, before we even met, my single life, I never really dated. I never really looked forward to having a wife. It was actually surprising to me when God told me that I was gonna have a wife. Just because my young teen life, I never really expected to have a wife. I never really even expected to have a girlfriend or anything like that. I never really looked at dating as something I wanted to do. I just kind of thought dating was kind of like a waste of time, really. And I didn't really have a lot of thought about dating. And on top of that, I wasn't really ever. I kind of dealt with low self-esteem. In high school, because I was a lot chubbier. I was really overweight.
Pick there?
I was really don't insert the pick. But I was really overweight, and I didn't really have confidence in myself. So, I never really thought about girls or anything like that, so that was basically my single life. I kind of just thought that I was just going to be living in my mom's basement for the next 20, 30 years. Never really thought about it.
Yes. So me, on the other hand, ever since I was at a little girl, I could say, I've always been told to, pray for my spouse, for my future spouse. So I did have that mentality of waiting for the one and just, praying for that person, my special person. So yeah, at a young age, I would pray a lot for my future husband. My mom would help me pray. So just seeing the way, because my parents' relationship wasn't really the greatest, seeing that motivated me to pray for my future spouse even more. So yeah, it was just all about prayer and just just being patient. Now we're gonna talk about how we met. The fun, juicy details. Let's get it. So how did we meet, honey? I'm just kidding.
Well, actually, before we met, it was the second half of the year of 2017. I was getting over my depression, because I was dealing with a lot of just really bad stuff. Getting over it, I was getting better through it. Just getting closer to God, praying, reading the Bible, just fasting, doing things like that. Just getting closer to God. The pastor of a church that she's from, right? Pastor Laura. Mm-hmm. The pastor of her church. We used to go to the same church actually. She and my mom had a connection. They would call each other just to talk and pray with each other. And she kind of told me, she told my mom, and my mom told me that that God said that He was gonna send me a wife. And to me, I was very I was barely getting through my depression, barely getting back with God, good. And I was like, what the heck? I was just kind of okay, well,
shook it.
I was always just the type to just go with the flow, whatever God said. I was just so okay, I just late in 2017, and then after that, I think shortly after that, it was around December when you started following me on Instagram, huh?
Yes, I followed him.
So because we'll tell your side of the story.
Oh, I followed him because I had a friend that she told me she told me about him. And I wasn't honestly too interested in him because he was living in another state. And I'm just this is not gonna work. This is not gonna work at all. So she's just follow him, I'm okay, fine, I'll follow him. So I followed him, and yeah.
She followed me, and I was okay. Well, I didn't really know what to think about it. My first impression was, wow, she's pretty. The pastor had told me her name and everything, her name's Vanessa, this and that, and I was just okay, well, we'll see where this thing goes. Early 2018, we broke into the new year. It was January. I had put in my vacations at the time. I was working at Walmart, and I had put in my it was a week vacation to go to California. I haven't been back to because I moved to Iowa. I wanted to visit really bad, so I was finally able, after 5 years of working, I was finally able to get a vacation. So we were ready, set to go in April of that year of 2018. I had her in the back of my mind. I wasn't really like, oh, I'm gonna go meet my wife. I was just kind of like, oh, we'll just see, going with the flow. Well, me and my mom went, and we got on the plane. We got to Los Angeles. I went to a woman of God's house. She was a woman of God. She was I think she was a pastor too, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, we went to her house, and then as soon as we got there, she was just praying. As soon as we got there, me and my mom, she just started praying, and she just continued to pray with me and my mom, and then out of nowhere, she's just like, oh, you're gonna meet your wife. And then I was just like, okay, that's what the other pastor had told me. And I was like, oh wow, this is getting more serious. And she's like, oh yeah, you're gonna meet your wife. And then my mom said her name, like, oh yeah, Vanessa. And then the pastor's like, yeah, that's the one. And then in my mind, I was like, wow. I was like, man, I was getting more and more nervous. I was just like, oof, because prior to this, my single life, I'm more of a reserved person. Like, I don't talk much. I don't interact with a lot of people. So like for me, I was just like, oh, like how is this gonna work? I was just like nervous, but I was just going with the flow, just obeying, just walking. I was like, okay, so let's just go with it. So she had told me that like, oh, you're gonna meet your wife, and then I was okay, and then yeah, then we that was in LA, and then we drove to the AV where we're from. We actually met at a family friend's quinceañera, April 14th, right? April 14th of 2018. We met at a quinceañera, and we have met each other before that too, or not met, but like we knew of each other before that, because we used to go to the same church back when we were 12, 13 years old.
Yeah.
So we've seen each other, but we never really talked with each other. Like I've seen her before, she's seen me before. But we never like interacted or whatever.
Yeah, we never had like a conversation or anything like that.
Until the day of the quinceañera. We just started talking. Before we actually got introduced to each other, I was like very nervous. Like I was shaking. I was really shaking. Like my hands were like, I was sweaty, or my palms were sweaty. I was just like very, very nervous. When we got introduced to each other, we just started talking, and we just continued to just interact with each other, and like just really, we really got along pretty well. Like it was like instant, like snap, right? Like how'd you feel?
I mean, how I felt, honestly. Well, first of all, I didn't really expect anything, to be honest, because like I said, like he lived in a different state and I lived in a different state, like hours away, like 6 hours away, like through plane or something like that.
No, it wasn't. Oh yeah, it was.
Like through plane, but I just didn't expect to be with him. Like I didn't, because it was just impossible. Like how is that gonna work? So of course I'm gonna say hi, I'm gonna be nice, and stuff like that. So we introduced ourselves and stuff. I was a little nervous, but I thought he was cute too. I thought he was cute when I first seen him. And like I said, I wasn't really like, I was just like, we'll see how he is, like I'll see how, I'll just test, let's see how it goes. And all I can say that night was very magical. Like, I don't know. It was just something different. Like, it was something like, I don't know, like that night, like I did feel like, okay, like this can go somewhere. Like before, like when I was getting home, like nah, but then like during that, like after I went home thinking, well, like what if because he was just so like genuine, like so like, I don't know, it was just something, it was just different. Like he just popped out like for me, like in 3D. I'm just kidding, but like he was just something different. Like his heart, like just said it all, and just his humble self, like just kind of like, blah. So I don't know. It was just different. So yeah.
We just like clicked. I mean, we just started talking. We just introduced each other, and like I never talked to a lot of people. Like I was never the type to make friends like that.
Like very reserved person.
Yeah, I'm a very reserved person. So like when we connected, it was crazy because I was like, dang, like we're actually talking. And we talked all night.
You thought I was gonna like walk away?
Yeah, I thought she was gonna walk away. But, she, we were talking all night, like, until it was over, until the pizza was over.
Yeah, it was just like, we were just talking, like, just getting to know each other, like, it wasn't awkward, it wasn't, like, it was just, like, flowy, like. It
wasn't like, I was trying to, like, it
like,
wasn't, like, awkward.
Yeah, it wasn't awkward. He didn't look at me weird, because I know most men just look at you weird, like found him attractive that he respected me as a woman too. Like he just right away was just like respect and very humble and just like very straightforward. But yeah, we were just talking, just getting to know each other, and yeah.
And then we said that we were gonna go out that next Sunday because it was Saturday.
Yeah.
And then we we made plans to go out on a Sunday, after church or whatever. So the next day we went to church, and I put on my best suit. No, but I put on my best look. We went to church the next day, and we after the church service we had went out to
like a
buffet, an Asian buffet,
yeah.
like a Chinese buffet.
Oh, it's called Hibachi. If you guys know where it's at in Palmdale, but yeah.
Yeah, so we because we had made plans, we're like, oh, let's go out. So we went out that Sunday and just to get to know each other more.
Yeah, we went to go eat. We got to know each other. We just came out from church and we just like, oh, let's just go hang out and stuff. So we did, and yeah, we just started talking and stuff. And then, like, for me, this was a sign. Like, there's like signs that like God will either show you the red flags or
you're praying that for God to show you signs, right?
Yeah, I'm like, let me just pray about it and see if this is the one that God wants. So, there was like little signs, like God will either show you the red flags or he will show you like the good signs, the green flags. The very first sign that I seen that God, like, that I knew like it was him, was that he respected me. That was one thing, because I wanted respect more than anything. Number two, I don't know what. Number two is that when we were like at the buffet, we got the fortune cookies. And now I don't believe in fortune cookies. I don't. That's fake. But this sign for me, like, it was just like, it's just one of those moments where like God is just like, he just catches you like out of the blue. Like, it was just so random. Oh, I was just like, oh, what did you get? I forgot what he got.
Yeah, I don't know.
And then he asked me, like, what did I get? I was shook when I opened it, because I was just like, huh? Like, I'm going to show you guys proof. So, like, literally, like, I'm going to read it, but I'll put, like, a little picture what it says close up. But it says, when I opened it, it said, stop searching forever. Happiness is just next to you. I was just like, huh?
I'm just kidding.
But still, it's still like, like, I don't know, like, it's like right here. I still have it, but I was just like, what? Like, I thought that was pretty, like, and I remember he looked at me like, okay, like, it was just clicking. Like, it was just like, okay.
Like, the whole thing just went very well. We're just like getting to know each other. And we didn't meet each other until Wednesday of that week, or the next week.
Yeah,
so Wednesday we saw each other again. And then we had our last day on that Saturday, right?
Oh, it was Friday night. It was Friday.
Because I remember we went to church that day, and then we came out.
Yeah, so it was Friday night. Because we had service Friday night. Mm-hmm. So it was Friday night, and then we went out to. Well, no, we forgot to say Thursday.
Oh,
we went to the beach.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry, because it felt like such an eventful week. Like, it was just crazy. But so on Thursday.
So Wednesday and then Wednesday we met again, and then Thursday.
Yeah, Thursday. So Thursday we actually went to the beach.
Mm-hmm.
We went
Santa
to
Monica.
Yeah, we went to Santa Monica. No,
Venice,
it was Venice.
Yeah.
It was Venice.
Well, same thing.
Well, we went to the beach and we were walking around and we were just like talking and stuff like that. And then like we found a spot and then we sat there and then he was like, he took out something. He was just like shaking. He just threw it all. He was just literally like, I'm just like, no, but he was really nervous. I could tell. But he had a bracelet. Like, it was a bracelet.
Like a promise bracelet.
Yeah, it was like a promise bracelet.
At that time, I already kind of knew him. Like, okay, well, everything's clicking so well. Because to me, that was kind of a sign that this was for me. Because, like, I've never interacted with anybody like that before. It was just so weird, like, how, like, we just connected. So I was like, I was like, God, this is the one. So that Thursday, we went to the beach. We were just walking around. We just kept talking. And we sat down kind of at the end of the day, right? It was almost like sundown. I told her, I was like, I didn't really ask her out. I just kind of was like, what did I say? I was just like, because at the time I was like, oh, well.
Well, because we were long distance. You're like, I don't know how we're going to do this, but.
Because I was living in Iowa at the time. So I gave her, pulled out this bracelet and I was like, I don't know how this is going to work, but I know God put each other in our paths. And then I gave her a bracelet, and I just told her, I'm like, this is a promise from me to you that, that I'm gonna stay faithful to you, and we're gonna see how this works, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
And so I didn't really ask her out. I just kind of claimed her as me.
Yeah, like literally, I was just like, because honestly, like, because we went back to, like, he gave me the bracelet and I put it on. We were in the car. I was just like, so did he ask me out or not? Like, I was just like, so are we like in or what? I don't know. I was confused, but yeah, that was just his way of he pretty much claimed me.
So that was April 19th of 2018?
Yes.
Yeah, April 19th is kind of our dating anniversary. Came back home. Just had a great. That was a great day. It was a great day. And then we had our last date. So now we had our last date on that Friday night. This is my last day here in California. I got to go back to Iowa. And then I just told her, like, we should go out. Go out to Denny's. We went to Denny's, right? I just told her straight up. I was like, dating. I don't really care for much for dating. Like, I just told him, I don't really care much for dating. I feel like dating is a waste of time. And, if I'm a date, it's to be married. Because I was always just like, oh, dating's a waste of time. Like, why go all through that headache and all that, all that, like, emotional stress just to date, like, and then just throw that person away. Now on to the next one. I never really liked the idea of dating. So I just told her, I'm like, if I'm a date, is to get married. And that's what I told her on that Friday. And so, again, I gave her that bracelet the day before, and I just kind of claimed her as mine, really.
Literally. We just spent time with, we just
that
ate,
night,
and
we
then
just ate.
We just said our goodbyes.
Yeah, we said our goodbyes, and then I flew back to Iowa, and for a while we were long distance dating.
Oh, like forever, but it's so fast, but it felt like forever because we were far away from each other.
Yeah, we just
it sucked.
we just told each other that we just keep in contact through Skype and text messaging.
We'd Skype every single day. Good morning, good night, good morning. Like, it was, he would text me in the morning, and then
we Skype at night. Kept in contact like that. We just kept in contact with just texting, Skyping, and we just made it work. And for me, like, that was our dating phase. Our dating phase was that long distance, right?
It was.
Just kept in contact, right? We just kept in contact, and just the love grew.
Yeah, the love grew because, like, honestly, it was really hard. Like, it was just like, it was hard, but that honestly, like, helped us to get to know each other a lot more than just being with each other physically. Although you want to hug the person and stuff, but it was pretty tough. But we trusted each other. Like, we took it as like if we were married. Like, honestly, like, he knew I was for him and he was for me. So, like, I would let him know, like, just, out of respect, like, hey, I'm just gonna go, or, with a friend or whatever, because, like, I really, really wanted to take it that far, and, I want to show him that respect, that's just like an early sign of just committing for one another, that's how it is, and just how serious you're gonna take that person. So I told him, where I was going, or just things as that. So just because I really, truly love him, and I just wanted to, to let him know and stuff like that. But yeah, it was not that he never asked, but I just wanted to let him know because I wanted to keep that trust. I wanted to keep that bond, and I really wanted to take it far. So, but yeah. Yeah,
we just dated like that, and we would fly to see each other like every 3 months or so. So, like, I visited her. Yeah, I visited her for Thanksgiving, and she visited me.
You visited. So I visited him first because I wanted to get to know Colorado. And then,
no. Oh yeah. Well, I didn't even mention that. I was living in Iowa at the time, and then I moved to Colorado.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then that's when she came out to visit me in Colorado.
Mm-hmm. And then after 3 months later, it was
went to visit her for Thanksgiving. And the year after, she came visiting over here for Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
And then
my first Valentine's Day. I never had.
And 3 months later, I went out to visit her in California for our anniversary. You flew back out in July, right?
Yeah, I flew back out in July.
You flew back out in July, but in between February and July, we kind of talked to each other. We were just like, let's just get married, because, like, I didn't know how she would feel about that. I was living with my mom in a 2-bedroom apartment with all my brothers, and so I was like, well, I don't know if she's gonna be comfortable with that. So like I asked her, like, are you okay with it? Are you okay with it? Are you okay with it? And she's like, oh yeah, I just want to be with you. but yeah, she was just like, yeah. And I was like, okay, fine, let's get married then. We have to start somewhere, right? Like everybody has to start somewhere.
Yes.
We got married. We planned to get married. In between that time, when she flew out for the last time in July out here to Colorado, I spoke with her parents and I was just like, oh, we want to get married. And so they're like, oh, okay. And then she flew back. She flew back, and then we were just getting things arranged. We didn't want to get like a big wedding stuff where it's like a party and all this and that. We kind of just did a little. We were actually planning just to get married at a little chapel. I mean, at a little courthouse.
Yeah, courthouse.
Then we just went through a chapel.
Pictures, that's it.
We went through a chapel. That chapel was pretty it was pretty small. It was nice. It was a nice wedding. All in all, it was like $700. It wasn't bad.
With the help of my dad. Well, he just paid for the reception. We paid for like our ceremony.
Yeah, the ceremony
but
was like $700.
Good.
It was
nice. It
nice.
came with like the photos and everything.
And it was only, it wasn't a big wedding. There was only like 10 people there.
Family.
It was just her family, my family, but it was just, it was a small little wedding. It wasn't anything crazy. We didn't go all out.
We didn't get all la banda. No, I'm just kidding. We didn't go.
Yeah, we didn't go all out. So like. Yeah, that was our.
Just keeping it simple and just at the end of it, we just wanted to be with each other, and we knew that God.
We got married in a year and a half in, like a year, right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
A year and a half in. Everybody assumed that we got married quick because we just wanted to have babies, right?
Yes.
Like everybody just assumed like, oh, you guys want to get married just to have whatever, and just like no. Yeah, we're now 2 years married, or we're gonna be 2 years married. With no kids still. That's great. But when everybody just assumed like, oh, you're trying to get married fast because you just want to do stuff, or she was pregnant. It was like, oh.
I know. And I'm like,
and it was like, no, that's not it. But we just wanted to get married just to really be with each other. And we got married on August 8th. I mean, August 28th. August 8th.
You got it wrong.
No. August, because the month was the 8th. August 28th.
Man, they forget everything. I'm just kidding.
So we got married on August 28th, right?
Yeah, we got married August 28th.
2019?
1974.
Before the pandemic.
Yeah.
That's the thing, like we
that was another thing too, like everything
God timed it perfect. God timed it perfect.
It was very perfect. Like everything just fell in so well. Like literally I thank God because we didn't get married like the year after, which is the pandemic, I'm happy about that. But everything just fell into place because I would have been really sad. I wouldn't have been able to see him, things as that. Like, imagine a year probably, I would have gone crazy. But,
yeah, we got married before the pandemic, before everything shut down. Like, it was, it was great timing by God. I'm thankful that we didn't have to go through all that, because they shut everything down. The airports, everything was like you couldn't fly, you couldn't do anything. That would have been crazy.
I would have cried. I was just thinking, I'm like, dang, imagine. But God is good, and when you're patient and you just obey God and follow, just follow Him and daily, and you listen. You pray and you listen to His voice, everything will fall into place because nothing, of course, we as humans, we get very impatient and we want everything like right away. We want like our future, like, well, what is my future? What is this? But when we make a wrong turn, of course, it doesn't come out right. When we make our own decisions, nothing comes out right. But when we follow the decisions of God and we listen to His voice and we're patient and we're waiting, during that waiting process is when you pray, when you read your word, that's the hard part, but it's the most challenging part. But through that all, something great comes out of it. And I always say He's my blessing, because even like during my times of like singleness, I forgot to mention, this is my journal that I would write on every day. Like I would just meditate and I would just ask God, and I would write how I wanted my future spouse, and literally it's just crazy how everything that I wrote in this journal is like right here, like what God does, this is just like proof that I like to look back at it sometimes. I'm just like, dang God, look what God can do, and just being so patient, and it's just so worth it. It's so worth just you know, being obedient and just waiting on God's timing. Everything just falls into place, and
everything works out together. Like it's funny because like one of the verses that jumped out to me was Romans 8:28, and we got married on the 28th of August, which is the 8th month. So 8:28. And it's just like, damn, that's crazy. Like Romans 8:28 says, "For all things work together for the good of those who love God and are called according to His purpose." Mm-hmm. Like to me, that kind of jumped out. I'm like, dang, like throughout all my failures, throughout all my depression, my unfaithfulness to God, like because going through depression, I was like trying to like kind of leave God or whatever, not leave God, but kind of distance myself away from that. Through all of that, everything just worked out good. Mm-hmm. Everything worked out for my good and for her good as well. Everything just worked out. And it's crazy to see like I don't know. All in all, God is good. All in all, God is good. All things work together for the good of those who love God and are called according to their purpose. Mm-hmm. And it's just, if you just obey God as your Father and you just love Him, all things will work out for you. Like no matter how much you've messed up, no matter how much you failed or whatever, all things are going to work together for the good of you. And it has worked for the good of us.
Yeah.
We got married and we went on a little honeymoon to Palm Springs.
Yeah. And it was like literally 2 days. Well, it's because my birthday, the 28th is our anniversary, and then 2 days later is my birthday, the 30th, which I should have just gotten married on my birthday. But yeah, it was like a honeymoon birthday thing, kind of celebration. Yeah. Get the double blessing. I'm just kidding. But
it was a little. It was
nice something.
It was a nice honeymoon. Yeah. We went to Palm Springs for a couple of days, and then
I moved out here.
Then she moved over here. I kind of just felt, just God directed us to move here to Colorado. We kind of met halfway. I was living in Iowa, she was living in California. We kind of just met halfway in Colorado, and this is where God has us now. And you moved. We started off in an apartment complex, or in a two-bedroom apartment with my mom and my brothers.
Four brothers. Yeah.
It was a tight space, but we have to start somewhere.
Exactly.
And then she moved over here, and we're just living.
We have so many like goals and like financial goals and things that to keep on moving forward. Yeah.
It's our testimony of our marriage and kind of our dating stuff, and like I guess the big difference between marriage and dating. What would you say? Like it's just the commitment part, I'd say.
I think it just since the beginning, at the start of it, like when you're dating with the person, like we were just dating, getting to know each other. I think that's all it was. But just showing like at a really early stage that you're really interested in that person, you really want to be with them. I feel like dating's more like a test, like a trial, like just.
Marriage and dating for me would be like, the dating is just more of a playing around type of thing. Dating is just like, I'm gonna see if this person's for me, but I'm gonna keep my eye out. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like dating is just that. Marriage is much more of a commitment. Like, I feel like the difference between marriage and dating is the commitment that you have with that person. And marriage is like something strong. It's very like.
It's a
very
soul
serious,
tie.
It's a soul tie. The Bible tells us that us men should love our wife as Christ loved the church. It's very deep, strong love. So like marriage is very, commitment based. Like I'm very committed to her, she's committed to me, and we have that oath before God. Like that's why marriages are in church. You get married before God. It's legal too. You have it on paper, this and that. But it's more than just a piece of paper that says we're together. But it's a commitment before God that we come together as one. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And that's another thing is that like our base and foundation was
based on God.
Based on God. Our marriage is very firmly based on God. We met each other because God placed us in each other's lives at a correct moment, and we just have that base that God put us together.
All right, guys. So that was all for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed. And if you guys have any more video ideas, let us know down in the comments below. And don't forget to like, subscribe, comment. Feel free to comment, and feel free to share this video as well. And I hope you guys have a blessed day. Bye-bye.